What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Start this off by saying I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I realized after I put out last episode that was going to be the last time I talked to you before Thanksgiving, so my bad. But yeah, I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you realize what you're thankful for and, take a minute to step back and just realize, why we all do what we do. And I know I bring that up a lot, but I think it's very important in a very stressful industry that we are. It's very demanding on our minds, our bodies, our families, etc. So I think it is very important to take that time to remember what you're thankful for, not even just on Thanksgiving. Obviously, that's it's a no-brainer to take the time to spend time with those people that are important with us, but also throughout the year, man. All right. If you listen to the last podcast, I put that challenge out for you, man. I would love to know how many of you actually have been doing that. I have. There's some days that I didn't. I'll be honest, but there's some days that I did, and those days were great days. So I hope that you guys out there are doing that. And if you are, that's awesome. Before we get into the show, as always, I want to spread love to those companies that show love to the podcast and help me be here every week to create content for you guys and hopefully help you guys out there in the field, help motivate you, help us learn something together and just better this trade that we all know and love. You know what I mean? And just so you know, for some of the sponsors that we've had, I'm switching some things up. I've actually cut some loose, have some that I'm keeping, some new ones that are in the process of coming on board. I'm really, guys, I'm only trying to deal with companies that I truly love what they stand for. I use their products. I believe in their products. I hate to say that I did get caught up in the money thing there for a little bit, and not saying that some of those companies were not good, because they were. I tried to always be that way, but I feel like I got lost a little bit there. Okay. And like I've said before, I do not do this podcast for the money. I never will. And the day that it comes that I do this strictly for the money is the day that I stop podcasting. I like the fact that this is not a job, that I do not have to do it. I do this because I love to do it. I love to help people. I love to spread the word about the trades, about our trade, HVAC. And that's what I want this to continue to be about. The moment that I need this money to pay the bills or do something, then I've done something wrong somewhere else in my life. Okay. So just want to say that real fast. Most of you guys that know me or have been listening to this podcast the whole time, didn't need that explanation, but I gave it to you anyway. God damn it. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and switch over to our podcast. Guys, the first one, the HVAC Uncensored Podcast, is brought to you by the Service Hero Academy. You guys know my good friend Victor over there, the owner of Absolute Airflow in California, who has been absolutely fucking murdering it over the last couple of years. And now not only is Victor, doing what he is doing with his own company, he has created the Service Hero Academy, which has been around for a little bit, out there trying to help other business owners, other technicians be successful. Guys, this is legit, man. And I know on Facebook, people get these images, and I'll be honest, and Victor knows this, that maybe some of you guys don't like Victor, and whatever. That's if you have your personal reasons. But I tell you this, half of you that don't like him have never met him. Because I would put money on it that if you met Victor, you would change. And I was God's honest that I didn't know how I felt about Victor. I knew he was a very smart man. I mean, I never doubted that. But when you go out there and you meet him in person, he is a very passionate dude who loves what he's doing. You don't have to like him personally and how he goes about what he does, but he is fucking helping people and he does know what the fuck he's talking about, man. I'm telling you that right now. So you can put all those doubts aside. Me and Ryan have been out to California to his classes. One of our technicians, Mo, has been out there. Loved it. One of our sales guys, Brandon, just went out there. We have Victor coming to us, to our shop in April. Victor is a smart dude. He has never steered me wrong when it's come, or us wrong. Let me say that, us wrong in any information or training that he has given us. All of it has worked hands down. Okay, so I'm going to say that as a little backstory. If any of you guys out there are, I don't know, man, well, I heard somebody say this on Facebook. First of all, don't get your fucking information from Facebook. Even though I have a Facebook group, I'm just being honest with you. Not saying you can't learn about something there, but don't let that be the judge, jury, and the executioner. Do your own research. All right. I will always be honest with you guys about anybody, any person, any sales or lead guru, training, whatever. I will always give you my honest opinion. Always. Yes, I have relationships with a lot of these people, but I will always tell you like it is. I will never lie to you or get you to spend your hard-earned money if I don't think you should do it. All right. Anyway, the Service Hero Academy. So they have classes that you can fly out there. Whoops, I'm not sure what I did if you're watching the video podcast. Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong screen. So they have classes out in California that you can travel to. You can go out there. There's the furnace tune-up process. He just had a sales process. There's like, which actually starts tomorrow. So by the time you hear this, it will have already started. Like a business owner, manager, boot camp kind of thing, that we're going, our office manager / GM, Amanda, that's who I work with like hand in hand on a daily basis, who was going to come on the podcast, by the way. She was going to go to that. It's just being after the holidays, and airfare was astronomical. Plus, her being a woman, going out there by herself was a little weird. And I understand that, so I think we're going to take that class virtually, or I know she is. Ryan is in Disneyland. So, she'll probably be the only one taking that. Hopefully I can try to sneak in and see some of it if possible. But, yes, very good class, what I'm trying to say. Very good stuff, very informational stuff that you can definitely learn from. But the main reason I am on here is I want to talk to you about the Service Hero app. In today's podcast, we're actually going to talk about one of them that is in here, which is going to be the homeowner objections. We're going to talk about objections today. Granted, I have watched every single one of these videos, and I might touch a few things, but I'm not going to go into a bunch of them because that's just not right. I'm not going to give you this information for free. That's not fair. I would never do that. And also go into the tune-up process a little bit with you guys. But I'm telling you right now that every one of these videos, every single one of these videos, so 35 videos, how come it's not... For some reason it's not showing you guys the oh, there we go. It wasn't showing. So over here is the tune-up process. If you see it as 35 videos. Basic repairs, 25 videos. Building urgency, 5 videos. Homeowner objections, 40. And these are all slowly, they're still adding videos. This is not a completed thing. It is constantly growing. I know Victor is constantly recording videos, constantly. So these categories that I'm showing you here are only some. This is not all of them. So this is just showing you some of the videos that are in there. As you see, there's so much more. 200 videos, 50 plus hours of content. Guys, this is very good. It really, really is. And like I say, some of you guys, if you are really, really good technically, that's fine. And if you don't know shit technically, do I think this app is going to make you a better technician overnight? No, I don't. Like I said last week, doing the same thing. I don't think that it is. But if you know a little bit about a little bit and you're out there, you're in the beginning stages and, you're trying to figure things out, this can give you some of those basics that you don't have to call your service manager or your supervisor to ask those questions. You can have it right in the palm of your hands. And you guys that are good at communicating, good at fixing things, but maybe have those communication issues, this can help you with that. We tell our guys, literally say word for word exactly what they say. There's no reason to twist it and put your little twist on it. say it word for word because it's been proven to work. And I'm telling you, do that, you will start to see it will pay dividends, and you'll start to see that things will notice. You'll notice changes in the way customers answer questions and the way you start closing invoices. I'm telling you, it really, really means the world. So guys, go check out my friends over at Service Hero, the app. Like I've said before, if it's something you want to do, it's pinned in the Facebook group, or I can send it to you personally if you email me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com. You message me, Instagram, one of them. It takes me a little bit to get around to them sometimes, but I will answer you back. I promise. I would say Facebook Messenger is probably going to be the quickest one to get to me besides email, but I have a link, to be able to get you guys to get the app. I won't lie. That link, the podcast would make a little bit off of it. So if you choose to do it, I would appreciate if you could use our link, to help the podcast out a little bit. But again, like I said before, I don't really care. Whatever app you use, as long as you get the information to make yourself better, that's all I'm worried about. If you can help the podcast out along the way, that would be awesome. If not, no big deal. All right. So remember, my friends over at Service Hero, the Service Hero app, go ahead and get that. It's a monthly subscription, and it will make you better. I promise you. All of our technicians at Beltway have it, and so far it's been amazing. It's just another one of those building blocks in the foundation as we grow and grow and grow. All right. Last but not least is going to be my friends over at Yellow Jacket. Guys, for 70 years, Yellow Jacket has been rock stars, man. They have been making tools that are dependable. They're made right here in the US of A, and there's awesome people behind their products. Guys, I told you the story now a while back where one of our guys had bought something from Yellow Jacket with his own money. I was not involved in it. Didn't even know that he got it, to be honest. And then he had an issue. And I was going to make a phone call for him. I said, you know what? I want you to call Yellow Jacket's warranty. I want you to go through the process, and I want to see how it goes. If you don't get help, then let me know. I will call my connections there, and I will take care of it. Well, I was obviously hoping that wouldn't have to happen, and it didn't. They took care of him. He didn't know that I was affiliated with him in any way. He was just a regular guy who bought some Yellow Jacket stuff, and they took care of him quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that is what makes me love to be involved with this company. Yellow Jacket has been making quality tools for 70 plus years. Like I said, they're made right here in the United States. They could have done things and made things cheaper by shipping it overseas to have it made, and they haven't. They've stayed strong. They've been resilient, and they've kept making their things, kept their people, not laying off through all the stuff. And they keep making it right here in the USA, man. That's why I love this company, and I will always continue to stand by Yellow Jacket. And to be honest, if Yellow Jacket stopped being a sponsor of the podcast tomorrow, that would not change my opinion on them. I have always loved Yellow Jacket. That's why it was such an honor when I had the ability to be able to work with them. First set of gauges I ever had, my dad bought me when I got in this trade, Yellow Jacket. My first tubing benders, tubing cutters, service wrench. Like I could go on and on. Some of my first things I've ever had. When I think back on some of the memories with my dad, if you guys know, my dad has passed away. My dad's the one who got me in this industry. And when I think of Yellow Jacket and I think back in the past, I think of my dad, a lot of the things that he had, a lot of things he got me, and he got me a lot of Yellow Jacket stuff, man. So as a second generation HVAC guy, I love what they do. I know they're not always the flashiest or the first person to come out with something, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not about being first. It's about being right. Okay. And they wait and they get all their data and they try to put out a product that they're comfortable with, that we'll be happy with. And it's not always the flashiest. And sometimes they're a year or so after some of these other companies, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. All right. They build tools that get the job done when we need them to get done. Point blank, period. All right. So guys, Yellow Jacket, 70 years of experience built into every tool. All righty. Let's get on to the show, people. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States. And thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended. Because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast with Gil Cavey and Kelly McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelly.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Gil Cavey Jr. Happy to be here, man. Happy to have you guys listening. I was getting ready to say, sitting next to my co-host, man. The little bit that I've done this, man, it is definitely different not doing this with Kelly. I won't even lie, man. Kelly was my right hand, and I definitely miss doing this without him. Talked to him the other day, and speaking of that, Kelly just has some great videos that he's putting out on his YouTube channel, HVAC Millionaire, about business, HVAC business and the trades, kind of like a coaching thing to help people not go through the same struggles that he did. So I highly recommend that you guys check that out on his YouTube channel. He shared it in some of the Facebook groups, so you can get the link that way, or just search him, HVAC Millionaire, on YouTube and check those out and tell him that his buddy Gil sent you guys over. Yeah, man, I said earlier in the beginning, so I won't go on to it too long, but I was saying that last week I totally forgot about, the podcast. I wouldn't talk to you guys before Thanksgiving. So I hope that you all had a happy Thanksgiving, spend those time with your families, got that little bit of time off, and were able to enjoy yourself and are ready to rock this Monday morning, ready to get back at it. The fat man with the white beard, Santa Claus, is coming to motherfucking town. And if no kids are listening, it's not cheap. Okay. Santa Claus, I don't know if he got his COVID shot. He might not be coming this year. So save up. All right. Save up. Santa Claus might not be showing up. Just kidding, kids. Santa Claus comes every year. He'll always be here. You know what I mean? But yeah, work to do. Year's not over. We want to finish out this year strong, going into December. So let's see. We're the 28th, 29th, 30th. So yeah, sometime this week, what is it? Wednesday, Thursday, something like that, will be December 1st, which is crazy. I cannot believe we're in December already. These years are just flying by. But if you've had a rough year and maybe the year hasn't went the way that you planned it to, that's okay. I'll be honest, the year didn't go as I planned. Sometimes a plan is great, and and it doesn't always go like you want it to do, but you can still stick to it. Just stay focused and keep getting back into it. Some people are like, oh, I'm gonna keep going, I'll wait till January for my New Year's resolution. Well, that means you're probably not going to do it, okay? Because you haven't done it yet. So just because you haven't done something, don't push it off. Just start now. Whatever it may be, whether it's quitting smoking, which I'm not going to lie, I need to quit smoking, and I have not. That's funny. Why is there no colors? This is green, but it's not showing that it's green. Huh. No, that's weird. Let me see this. The other camera do that? Huh. That's pretty weird. It shows my colors, but doesn't show the colors on that. Anyway, different. I have not quit smoking. Need to. Can't. Yeah, it is what it is. So I guess maybe I'm being kind of a hypocrite right now. But I didn't say that. I did say I was going to quit. Fuck, I am being a hypocrite. Damn it, Gil. Anyway, if there's something you want to do, fucking do it. All right. Don't talk about me smoking cigarettes. All right. Kiss my ass. Yeah, we want to finish the year strong. I fucked up my mind there. Make sure I get back to it. Finish the year strong. Guys, at the end of every podcast, I always say, do what the next guy's not doing. And I think a lot of guys hear that and they're just like, oh, it's just kind of cliche. Do what the next guy's not doing. And maybe it is, but I really mean it. do what the next guy is not doing. Do what the next company is not doing. All right. Like, we've implemented some things in our company that, when done properly, are literally blowing customers away, just by little small service values. I mean, values of service. Sorry, I said that wrong. Values of service and how we're doing things, and taking the time to educate the customer, to do all those little things that a lot of people say they do, but they don't. And if they do them, the customer doesn't know because they never say anything. The customers are not technicians. Okay. They don't know what you're doing. And you may have a 9 million point inspection, but the customer doesn't know what any of that shit is unless you tell them. All right. You need to break it down, make the customer a part of the process when you're doing these tune-ups, when you're doing these service calls. When you clean the burner, show the customer. All right. And I'm not going to go into this process 100% because it's not fair. There's people out there that are teaching this process, and it would not be right of me to give it to you guys for free. As much as I want to, and as much as I would love to do that, that's not right. I don't think that's fair. We ourselves, paid to learn some of these processes and some of the things that we already knew. But still, they put it into a format where it's like, follow the script. And it really is that simple. So you're going to hear me say a lot today on this podcast, be thorough. And I want you to really, really think about that. Guys, you can't shortcut a process and expect to get the outcome that we all want. It doesn't work that way. Fuck you, Steelers. I had one job for you guys to do today, and you're fucking it up. Anyway, back to it. You cannot shortchange the process and expect to get the result that you want. It's not the way it works. Okay. I feel like guys go out and maybe you have the best intentions on what you're trying to do, but it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to check that. That's probably fine. Am I going to clean every flame sensor? Like, that one looks okay. It looks fine. Well, these burners, they don't even really look dirty. Why should I take them out? Nah, they're fine. Well, this thing's only like 9 years old, so I don't really need to check the heat exchanger. I mean, I don't see the wobbly burners, or I don't see the flame blowing back. It's probably fine. That kind of mentality is what's going to get you in trouble. Do your job on every single call that you go to. Okay. If you are a technician, if you're a maintenance technician, I'm talking to you even more. Go out there and be thorough. Do your job to the fucking T every time you go out there, every piece of equipment that you touch. All right. Get the customer involved in what you're doing. All right. And if you guys are part of the Service Hero app, you can literally go on there on this furnace tune-up process, and it will break it down for you. And I'm telling you, it will break it down to the point that you're going to be like, well, fuck, that's easy. Yeah, it is. You just have to do it and not cut corners. And I get it. Your last call of the day, you've ran 3 calls, you're on your 4th, 5th call. You have another maintenance seasons kind of get monotonous, but maintenances are so important to the growth of a company. All right. Service contracts are so important to the growth of a company. Some of you guys, whether you work in the slow seasons, the shoulder seasons, some people call them that, that's whether you work or not. So that's how important it is. But those customers with those service contracts, if you go out there and you're out there for fucking 30 minutes and you do your temperature split, thermostat, clean the flame sensor. I'm like, well, everything looks good. Looks good to me. I don't see any problems. Everything looks clean. You go up to the customer. Hey, Mrs. Smith, just wanted to let you know everything looks good. Yep, I didn't find any issues. Have a good day. For one, you don't know there's no issues because you didn't fucking check anything. You cannot say that there's no issues because you didn't check it. You don't know. You don't know because you didn't check it. You're guessing. You're assuming. And we all know what assuming means. If I'm going to tell a customer, or one of our guys or girls is going to tell the customer that system is A-okay to operate, it's safe, it's clean, it's working the way the manufacturer wants it to work, then I'm going to know that we checked every fucking piece on that thing for me to tell them that. Otherwise, I can't, because I'm not going to lie to them. But along the way, I'm going to educate them. It's amazing how many times you get a customer downstairs and you say, do you know how this works? Most customers, I mean, I don't expect them to know like all the parts and stuff, but just as far as like a grand idea or scheme of how it works, most customers have no fucking clue. And when you give them the brief little rundown of what it does, they love it. They love it. You know, when you just tell them, you know, hey, ma'am, so this is your furnace right here. So this is going to be your inducer motor. So what this does is blows all the bad gases out of your house. This is all the gases that we don't want to come into your house, going up out through your flue pipe, through your chimney, yada, yada, yada. All right. So this thing comes on first, starts blowing. Make sure we have draft across that firebox inside, which we said that's our heat exchanger, people call it, but it's like a firebox in there. This little switch right here, this role is to make sure that this fan is working. We call it a pressure switch. The main job of this is to make sure that this motor is running. Because if this motor is not running, then the whole process stops and we can't give you heat. They're like, oh, okay. Like, does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So after that happens and this thing says it works, it tells this little board down here, okay, the fan's running. It's going to send power up through all these red wires. These are our safeties. This is a high limit. Make sure that the furnace doesn't get too hot. And then these rollout switches right here is to make sure that flames don't roll out. It wants to make sure that these weren't tripped during the last cycle. So if all those are good and they're what called closed, it'll go back and tell the board, thumbs up, everything's good, complete to the next step. After that happens, it's going to come through this little igniter. You see it starting to glow. That's going to glow. Once that starts to glow for a little second, it's a predetermined amount of time. Then it's going to send power to this gas valve. It's going to let gas come out. And as I'm saying that, the gas fires up. All right. Did you see how it lit here and it went down this way? Okay. Well, yeah. What that means is this little thing down here. Have you ever had somebody say they clean your flame sensor? Oh, you haven't heard that? Okay. Well, the flame sensor, what that does is it lights up this way and it goes down, and our flame sensor is what makes sure that the flames go all the way down. Every burner lights. And what that does is it heats up, it produces its own power. So it goes back and tells the board, hey, it's good to go. The flames went all the way down. We can go on to the next step of the process. And the reason we want that is because we don't want 2 of these to light off and then the rest of them don't. You know, do you think that's good or bad? That's bad. Yeah, exactly. That's bad. So after that happens, it's going to let that firebox inside that we're talking about get nice and hot for a couple of seconds. And then it's going to turn the fan on to start heating your home. And granted, we could be a lot more technical when we say that, but we're just trying to dumbify it for the customer. We're not telling them how to fix their furnace. We just educate them a little bit. And people love that. They're like, man, nobody's ever said that before. And I love hearing that when a customer said, nobody's ever said that before, or nobody's ever done that before. Nobody's ever taken that apart like that. Nobody's ever cleaned it like that. I love hearing that. That to me means I'm doing what the next guy's not doing. All right. I don't just preach it, guys. I try to live that. When I was a technician and I was in the field, I tried to be that guy doing what the next guy would not do. All right. I thrive to make customers happy, to make people happy. And I loved doing that. And now it's trying to teach my guys and other people how to do that, because I saw how well that it worked for me. And I see other guys that are better at it than I am, and they're killing it. They're making a great living, making a bunch of extra money for just doing their job right, doing it thoroughly. So that's what I say when I always say this talk, when I say it's not about being a salesman, a selling tech, or I just fix things. It's about doing your job the right way and being thorough. Our job is to tell the customer what we see. It's their job to decide what they want to spend on based off of what we tell them, without lying to them or blowing smoke up their ass. Okay, so let's back up for a second. If I go through that system and that furnace, it looks good. Say the furnace is 6 years old. It's the first time we've been out there. I go through it. I check everything out. I clean the burners. I show them. The blower wheel is clean. They already have a nice media filter. The media filter's clean. Look inside the ductwork. The ductwork is clean. So maybe a duct cleaning wouldn't help them because it looks fine. Or if nothing else I see, it looks like they will need a duct cleaning. And everything looks good. yes, I'm going to offer them, especially if they're a tune-up customer, maybe they're not a service contract, and they just got one of our tune-up specials. I am going to offer them a maintenance plan, so they get all the added extra benefits of being part of the Beltway family, which is my, the company I work for. The priority service, the discounts and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to offer them that. And then maybe I would put, if it's a furnace, I would put on a humidifier, a UV light, one for the coil and then one for the, like an air night, something like that. And then I would put options together. Like I said last week, always give your customers options. Okay. All of us, when we buy things, we want options. We don't want to be told it's this or nothing. Nobody likes to buy that way. Customers are no different. But yes, I would present all that to them. Does it mean they're going to do it? No, it doesn't. And if they don't do it, that's okay. But I always tell customers, hey, I rather offer everything that I think that if this was my house that I would want, or things that I have on my own system to make this system perfect. If you guys choose not to do it, that's fine. But I rather offer it to you than just never say anything at all. I'm just honest with them. And they say like, no, that makes sense. Some of them do it. Some of them don't. But that's okay. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to beat them up and steal their checkbook or their credit card or wallet. I'm just trying to offer them things in an honest way. All right. But my guys also take the time to do that fucking tune up properly. They're out there from anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. Some of them, they're being thorough. They set the expectations with the customer. They let them know when they walk in the door how long they're going to be. Hey, ma'am, Mrs. Smith, just want to let you know this process could be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. Is that okay with you? Yeah, sure. You know what I mean? So, and I went too far in there because I don't want to give away too many things. It's a really great process. And I'll be honest, we learned the process from Victor Rancourt. It is fucking amazing. It's flawless. There's tons of people, tons of companies out there doing this process, and it is amazing. I believe in it 100%. I've seen it work. I've done it. Ryan's done it. Our guys have done it, and it's the customers love it. We take our 5-star Google rating, which we have 500 plus 5-star Google ratings, 500 plus 5-star Google ratings. That didn't sound right the first time. Yeah. So, 5-star reviews. We have 500 plus on Google, and that means the world to us. Okay. And we just got more and more since we started to do this. Like I'll randomly call some customers as quality control and ask them how their experience was with our technicians, and they love it. It's been nothing but positive. They absolutely love what the guys are doing. Oh, so-and-so took their time. They explained everything to me. Or to be honest, sometimes they'll say, oh, he did a great job, but I wish that he would have, just explained it to me a little bit more, and I probably would have bought the things that he offered. That's okay. That's criticism, and we learn from it. Then I sit down with the guy, tell him, he learns from it and he gets better. Okay. We don't all start off being perfect. And so I'll leave it like that as far as the process goes. I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to give the whole process away. Because to be honest, it's like I said, it's not fair. As much as I would want to do that, it's not right. All I can say is I highly recommend that you guys take one of Service Heroes courses, whether you can go there, do it online, or just get the app. I promise you, if the only thing you learn in there is the tune-up process, it will pay for itself. And that is only, a fifth, not even a fifth, 5% of what the whole thing is the furnace tune-up. So it is worth every penny. I cannot recommend it enough. We go over a bunch of the videos in our service meetings every Monday, and it's been great. It's been great. So moving on to the next one, guys, is I want to talk to you about some objections. And guys, the reason I'm talking about this is because some guys have emailed me, about, hey, Gil, I'm doing pretty good. My average ticket is good. But I'm just having trouble getting over these objections. And they've told me a couple. They're all the normal ones, the ones I've heard. I really need to talk to my spouse. I really need to talk to my husband. Oh, well, I can, I found this part on Google. that kind of stuff. And once again, the Service Hero app will give you the answer to all of these, every single one. So I'm not going to give you in particular answers. Just because, like I said, I don't think it's fair for me to give that information away. At least not those answers away for nothing, but I can give you some answers and tell you how to deal with those. All right. But this is also why I cannot recommend enough to get the Service Hero app, because I've seen what it can do and the power that's in that. That's why I recommend that each and every one of you that are not on it to go get it. I promise it will help you. All right. But when a customer gives you an objection, okay, first of all, I know a lot of you guys don't like this, but when you are going to change a contactor, a capacitor, a maintenance, it's a sale. Okay. All of it is. It's a change of currency. It's a change of money, an invoice. They're paying an invoice. It's a sale, whether you like it or not, whether you're a fix-it guy, a sales guy, whatever, it's a sale. Whenever you are doing that, that is going to be, a transfer of belief. You need to transfer your belief, your opinion, well, not opinion, but your belief on what the problem is to the customer. If you do not do that, if you do not shed yourself and your company in a good light, then they're probably not going to buy for you, because customers don't buy from companies or people they don't trust. All right. So your company's reviews and image, commercials, and all that kind of stuff, that's what's going to get you in the door. It's not going to get them to buy from you. The technician who is there in the uniform, that is who they're buying from. At that moment, you are the company. All right. Because you're there, hopefully in your clean uniform, tucked in, looking nice. You parked, you didn't, park cockeyed in the grass, that you parked your van right. That you put booties on before you went in the house. You're showing that you respect their property. All those little things go to building up and building the value with the customer. Okay. And even those customers that say, oh, you don't have to wear those, put them on anyway. Trust me, put them on anyway. Be like, yeah, I appreciate that. Be like, God knows that we walk in sometimes, and the last thing I would want to do, Mr. Smith, is track this stuff for your house. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on, okay? Put them on. Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. Do it anyway. All right? And you guys don't believe me, but sometimes the difference between you getting the job and the next guy is those fucking booties. And you can be like, oh, Gil, it's bullshit. Well, I've seen it firsthand. I've talked to customers, and I know that sometimes that is the only fucking reason is those goddamn booties. If you're one of the companies who has your own company mats, put that down. We don't do that, but I understand why they do it. I'm not against it. It's that little thing, like I said, setting yourself apart from the next guy, from the next company. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But all that stuff builds up to the customer. When you explain yourself to them, remember, like I said last week, when you are out there, you are the expert. They called your company because they have a heating and air conditioning problem. Obviously, they can't fix it. If they could fix it, they would have done it themselves. They may think they can, but they couldn't. You come out, you are the expert. I don't care if you've been in the field 4 years, 5 years, 25, 30 years. You are the expert. All right. If you're in a truck by yourself and maybe you're a little timid and you're kind of new to it, you still carry yourself. All right. If you don't know the answer, find out. All right. And don't be afraid to tell the customer and be like, you know what, man, that's a really great question. But off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that question. But you know what? I'm going to make a call real fast and I'm going to get the answer to that question. Customer's going to be like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Always don't sit there with that dumbfounded look on your face when they ask you questions. And a lot of this is going to happen with experience. Over time, you'll be more comfortable answering those questions. And if your company has scripts, I was telling one of our guys the other day, who was saying all the right things, exactly the way that we wanted them to be said. He just sounded like a robot when he was doing it. It's good to do scripts. So that way, or have scripts as far as how your company want things to be said for several reasons. For one, everybody in your company is doing things the same way. You set the expectation that this is how your company does stuff, that everyone is thorough, not just Billy is thorough and John is, a piece of shit. So everybody calls in and wants Billy. That's right for Billy, but that's not great for the company as a whole. All right. We want everybody to be doing what Billy's doing because hopefully that's what the company wants. So that's one reason. Damn, my big mouth. Now I got myself. Well, let me take a drink of water real fast. My mouth's getting a little parched. All right. Oh, Steelers scored. About fucking time. Getting your ass whipped, squealers. So yeah, so everybody is consistent. Everybody's doing the right thing. Damn, man, now I'm having a brain fart. I forgot where the hell I was going with that. Damn you. I had some very good points. They were fucking amazing. I'm telling you right now. And now you're never going to get to hear them because I fucking forgot. Damn it. But I was saying about being consistent and the whole company doing the same thing for several reasons. The one, so customers aren't asking for different people. Everybody's being consistent. Two, damn it, man. I really can't think about what I was going to say. But anyway, it's the consistency. You're providing that consistent value to the customers, and the customers know what to expect no matter who comes to their house. That's the big thing that I was trying to get at. I forget the points I was going to say, which sucks. I threw myself off there for a second. But yeah, it's about consistent. So that way, when you go into a house, you know what you're doing every time. You're just playing the script. You're doing it. You're saying the same things. You're doing the same things. And you have that repetition with every customer. So you don't, it's not trying to change the game every call you go on. Oh, maybe this will work. Oh, maybe I should do this. No, it's follow the script. Follow the script. Just keep doing it the way you're supposed to do it because it works. It's been proven. I don't have to change it. This is what my boss said. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And the last thing is going to be, damn it, dude, my fucking memory is getting horrible. This is bad. So we got it it's all about consistency. This is the last thing I was going to say is about what I told my technician is when you do those scripts and you say those things, that's fine, but don't lose your personality. Okay. So say those things, but you don't want to be a robot. You know, hi, Mrs. Smith. My name is Gil from Beltway. I am here to do your furnace tune-up. I am going to do your tune-up, and if I find anything that is unsafe or not working properly, I'm going to let you know. Is that okay? They're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Hey, Mrs. Smith, how you doing? This is Gil from Beltway. Out here to do your furnace tune-up today? Great. Yeah. How you doing today? You having a good day so far? Oh, that's awesome. Well, what are you cooking in there? It smells good. I might have to make this last a little longer so I can try to test that out. And they'll start, oh, no, I'm just kidding. But just wanted you to know, this furnace tune-up process does last about an hour or two. I'm going to try to be very thorough. I'll walk you through the process as we go. At the end, I'll make a list of everything that I find, and then we'll go over it. Is that okay with you? That's okay? All right, great. Then I'm going to ask them before I even go to the thermostat. Hey, so have you had any issues with your system? Has anything, seem funny to you, not working properly? Listen to the customer. They may not know what they're saying or how to say it, but they may tell you something that just red flag in your mind's going to pop up, Like, oh, well, I've noticed sometimes the furnace cuts off every, it'll run for a little bit and then it shuts off and it's off for a couple hours and all of a sudden just comes back on. Any technician out there who just heard that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. That means that system's probably cutting off on high limit. All right. It's cutting off on one of the high limits. Well, it has to be the high limit because most of the rollouts are manual reset. And if nobody's down there resetting, it'll never turn back on. So it's cutting off on high limit. It happens depending on the system, anywhere from 3 to 4 times. It'll lock out for 3 to 4 hours and then start again. Okay. That's what I mean by listen to what your customers are saying. All right. They live there. That's their home. They may not know what it's supposed to do, but they know when it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. But if a customer happens to say, yep, everything looks fine. Everything's been working great. Just wanted to get it checked out. Yep. No problem. Can you show me where the thermostat is? do the thermostat and then go about your business. But guys, listen to the customers. Sometimes you shut your mouth. Trust me, I got a big mouth. Shut your mouth and listen. Okay. The customers will tell you a lot of things sometimes and you don't even realize it. Sorry, I forgot what camera I was looking at there. Yes, but listen to the customer. A lot of times they'll tell you. All right. And if you follow, and the other reason I was thinking about, when you follow one of those scripted processes that's been proven, a lot of times your end result, I don't want to say that, like, it's a lot easier to get to your end result. All right. It's like if you follow a recipe to the T, you know that when you get to the end, the chances of that cake or that pie tasting the way it's supposed to are really fucking good. All right. But if you skip step 3 and 6 and 9 and you wonder why the pie tastes like shit, well, you know why, because you skip steps. It's the same thing when it comes to a tune-up or a service call. You can't skip steps and expect to have that amazing, awesome experience and the customer is going to buy whatever you offer them. It's not going to work. And maybe sometimes you have the gift of gab. And trust me, I've been there. So I'm not saying that, I'm holier than thou because I've done this. So I know from experience is sometimes you might be able to build that relationship with the customer where you skip steps and it works. But over time, it's not going to. Okay. The numbers are going to prove it's not going to end in your favor more than it is going to end in your favor. So when you have a script like this or a plan in place on every call that you go to, you're going to play the numbers. Okay. You're going to end up winning more than you're losing. And it's funny, when you win, you're happy because maybe you got a nice invoice. The customer loves you for it, because they love the experience. Now they're helping their family. Their system's going to work better, etc. They leave you good reviews. Your company loves you. You know what I mean? Because you're doing what they ask you to do in your fucking bank account. Your wife's going to love you, or your husband, if you're a woman, is going to love you. Okay. So sometimes just doing the right thing and you get paid a little bit more for it. So that's what you want to think of spiffs. It's not being a douchebag and selling things they don't need. It's being thorough and doing your job, offering products that can help the customer. And if they choose to do so, then man, you get a little kickback. That's cool. They never hurt anybody. So you know what I mean? And in my house, I've used any product that I have ever offered to a customer, I have used on my own family first. And that's the God's honest truth. The Air Knights, the Remy Halos. The only one that I have not used is the iWave, which is why I have not sold it. Ryan just put one in his house, so we'll finally get a little bit of feedback to see how it's going to work. But anything that I've ever offered to customers, I have always tried on my family first. Because if it's not good enough, or I wouldn't put it on my personal unit, then I wouldn't sell it to a customer. Like surge protectors and stuff like that. I use them on my personal unit. All right. Media filters. Normally I sell media filters. I don't sell the fancy air cleaners because to me, I don't think they're worth the money. That's just my personal opinion. I don't have to be right. To me, I'd rather give a person a nice 5-inch media filter, installed properly, with a coil scrubber, a regular single UV light right in the middle of the A coil, and like an Air Knight. And you can get those 3 things for almost what it would cost for a fucking, one of those air cleaners. I would rather give that to a customer. And that's what I do in my own house. It's what I have. Well, what I had, I don't have it in this house because this is a rental, but on my last house, I had it. And when I buy my new house, I will have it. So yeah. So I don't ever sell anything just because of the monetary value. It's products that I believe in. And, you get into the IAQ talk and people talk about ozone and stuff like that. And I'd be more than happy to have that discussion with anybody who ever wants to have it. I think some of the things that we put on, the good they do outweigh the bad. I also like to try to have fresh air coming into the house to try to counterbalance some of that. But it's a fine line. It's a fine line. But hold on 1 second. Oh man, I can hear my wife in the other room. If you look on this angle. Right through here, this is a big black curtain. That's a sliding door right here, but it's glass. And on the other side of there is my, like the man cave, our basement. And my wife, my youngest son, and my daughters are down in there. And I guess my daughter just threw like this Slappy doll. If you guys have kids, you know who Slappy is. Well, my kids have one of those dolls that's way too expensive. But anyway, she like threw it across the room and smacked my son in the face. And I was wondering, you guys will never know, but I had to pause this real fast to run out to see that my house wasn't burning down and everything was okay. But anyway, man, I won't keep going. You guys get what I'm saying is, guys, there's a lot of things. Being thorough in what we do can solve a lot of issues, and it helps give us a calculated risk, and the outcome ends up being in our favor more than it doesn't, is what I'm trying to say. And I know I didn't go over a bunch of objections. Maybe I'll probably label this more about, the importance of the tune-up process. And I'll go over more objections next time. But I will say, if you follow a process like what I was talking about, a lot of the objections are few and far between because you've built the value with the customer. The trust is there. And sometimes they'll flat out tell you, I want everything you just said. I just don't know if I can afford it. And you know what? That's not an objection. That's an issue that we can overcome. All right, man. Well, maybe you can't afford, $2,800, but can you do $56 a month? Well, yeah, I can make that. Well, what if I can give you all this stuff for $56 a month? Would you want to go ahead and move forward with it? Goddamn right. I could definitely do that. You know what I mean? So then it's not a problem that you didn't do your job. It's trying to help find a solution to a problem with the customer so that everybody can get what they want. Like I love it when I help customers and they legitimately, like the look on their face, like when they give me a hug, after it's installed and I call to check on them. Hey, I saw the guys came out and installed all those indoor air quality products. They put that new filter and humidifier on, got your ducts all cleaned. I just want to check on you and see how the experience was. And they're like, Gil, it has been amazing. It'll be a month and they'll be like, little Jimmy, had the flu and he just couldn't shake it, and after having this thing on for a month now, he's been good. He's been good to go. Haven't had any problems. His cough's cleared up. He's not using his inhaler anymore. We don't have that odor that's in the back room anymore. Like I'm just naming off little things, and everybody's different. But when you hear that kind of stuff, like that's the payoff. It's fucking awesome. It feels good that I help people and I help them solve problems that they didn't even know they could solve. Like some people have issues, but they don't even know that they're correctable, that you can even fix them. They don't know. You know what I mean? So this is why I always say when guys go out and do the bare minimum and roll, are we really doing what's best for the customer? And we're not. And I hate to sound like a broken record to keep saying that. It's just, I used to be you guys that think that until I had my aha moment. And I hope that you guys have it soon. And I'm not telling you got to be some selling douchebag. That's not what I'm telling you. And I don't, I don't support that. I was trying to think of a different word. Being some selling douchebag that just tries to cover everything up and, sell. If it comes to a problem where you go on a diagnostic and you need to be technically sound, you need to know how to fix that furnace, fix that air conditioner, that boiler, or whatever it is that you have in your area. You need to be able to know how to fix it. All right. You always got to be a technician first, always. But being a good technician is only part of the process. Being a good communicator to the customer is the second. If you cannot be a good communicator, then maybe residential is not for you. And I understand why some of those guys go and do commercial. And guess what? That's okay. That's fine. Some of the best technicians I know were good at residential and commercial, but they chose to do commercial just because they didn't like the customer aspect. They'd rather be on a roof by themselves all day, get their 8-9 in and go the fuck home. And that is fine. There's not a goddamn thing wrong with that. There's so many avenues in this industry to go, and not one is better than the other. It's all about your personal preference. Okay. I say it all the time. I know they have these joking battles on the Facebook groups, installers versus service, commercial versus residential, industrial versus residential, industrial versus commercial, and whatever. I get it. Everybody wants to beat on their chest and have their dick measuring contest, but it doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter. Those people don't pay your bills. They don't feed your children. All right. As long as if you're in whatever role that makes you happy, that you like going to work every day, you enjoy what you're doing, you're being paid well for it, and it takes care of you and your family, so be it. Give a fuck what Facebook thinks about it. You know what I mean? So remember that. But, all right, we're getting close to an hour. I'm trying to keep it on an hour. Guys, don't forget, I got to catch up putting these video ones out on YouTube with the holidays, and I'm actually recording this. It's actually Sunday, and I'm going to the Ravens game with my son tonight. So I got to hurry up and get this done and edit it to be out tomorrow so I can go to the Ravens game. But yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was going there. I'm getting old or something. My fucking memory is shot. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And so we've already been right about an hour. But guys and gals, I appreciate you so much, man. Remember that I want to talk to you guys. If you want to come on the podcast, email me at HVACuncensored.com and we will set up a time for you to come on. And I would love to hear your guys' stories, how you got in the industry. If you have a story to tell, I would love to hear it. Please reach out to me. I really, really, truly want to talk to all you guys out there. Just normal, regular text. So don't think you have to be special or, an influencer or whatever, or be the manager. I don't care what your job title is. If you're in this industry, I would love to hear your story if you have a story to tell. All right. Yeah, that's about it, man. I appreciate you guys. Remember, keep downloading the podcast. It's on all the major podcast apps. The only one that is not on is SoundCloud. It keeps saying there's an error, but I'm not sure how to fix it. I've tried to look it up and nothing has showed me what to do to fix or correct the issue. So I just filled out something to get on Amazon Music. Other than that, we're pretty much on all of them. And the video portion, I'm going to catch up on YouTube so you can see the video podcast. And that will also, once I put it on YouTube, I will share the link for it to go into Facebook if I do not do the podcast live into Facebook. Other than that, man, like I said, hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support, man. I really cannot put into words how much I appreciate each and every one of you for downloading and listening to the podcast every week. And the guys who reach out to me when maybe a podcast gets missed or comes out late and they message me and saying, "Hey brother, everything good?" Like that really does mean the world to me. And I'm going to end this podcast by saying this. I've said podcast before. Some of you guys know, man, that I battled addiction years ago, that I've been fortunate enough to beat it. But I still suffer from sometimes mental health issues, just the constant battle in your mind. And I want any of you that are out there to know, if you are struggling through these same issues, that you are not alone. All right. If you're battling addiction and you need help or need somebody to talk to, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to talk to any of you. Or I'll help put you into somebody that, can help you more than I can. I've lived it. So I don't know if I'm an expert, but I've lived it. I survived it and still battle with my own demons today. But I want you guys to know that you are not alone. Talk to somebody, no matter who it is. Like I said, if you need it to be me, you reach out to me. I will give you my personal cell phone number. You can call me and I will talk to you. Just know there's always somebody out there. Okay. We're getting close to the holidays, and me in my life, I've lost too many people in my life. And, I don't want somebody else to have to go through the same pain, that same anguish that I've had to deal with in my life. And I know it's a constant struggle, a constant battle every day, but we can all get through it and we can all do it together. All right. So if you are out there, somebody needs help, if they are suffering from addiction, alcoholism, mental health issues, get them help. All right. Be that friend that grabs the bull by the horns, and you don't have to get that phone call one day saying that your friend's no longer here. All right. I've had that phone call too many times and I don't ever want to have it again. All right. If you're the person with the problem, make the phone call. I promise you that you're not alone. All right. And once again, if you need to talk to me, I will be more than happy to talk to anyone. All right. There's some other people that I know are advocates of this stuff that would be more than happy to talk to people as well. So please remember that. I love you guys. I will always be here and try to help you any way that I can. I don't know everything. I'm a guru of nothing. But I think I have enough to teach people. And I like learning in the process. And I will always be here to try to help in the best way that I can. All right. Guys, remember, be safe out there. Always make it home the same way that you left. We all got somebody to make it home to. All right. Remember, pretty much what this whole podcast was about. Do what the next guy's not doing. Do the little things to set yourself apart. Okay. Yeah. Guys, remember, I love you. I'm always here to help. Yeah. Until next week, I'll talk at you mofos later. All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.